All right, while we're waiting, all the lovely ladies, why not you go to the chat? I just put the link for our Facebook link for your intention for this week. And then
Okay.
not to share. If you just go to your phone, you can start typing.
Groups.
To move,
Yeah.
sitting next to each other so the ladies can see you. I'm just a background, a vase.
Here we go. I'll type.
And set the intention. I'm going to rest.
Yep. Going to rest and you're going to enjoy.
It's not here.
We'll give her a call.
Give her a call.
I'll do it right now.
So sending love to Anne-Marie. She's not well.
Still not well.
Helen is writing her article. Oh,
Someone there?
fantastic. We'll give Helen a call. Katrina is so
I'm doing
good.
it.
That done her intention already. Definitely. Alicia, have you seen Katrina's intention? Set the intention to travel home safely. From Tamara, our teacher, comments creating the blueprint for my life. Yes, that's my girl, Katrina. And what has Christine achieved this week? Like, I know the intention. We'll get you to share.
Started mine last night. That's a good one. Let me
Oh, yeah, I'll give you a big hug after I can see you with in face. You completed your blueprint last night already.
what?
Have you completed your blueprint last night already?
No,
say-
actually, might put that on time, 'cause it's set to see,
Yeah, okay, we'll talk about that.
which is
How's
standard.
that going, Christine? That's application.
I don't know. I don't.
Start redesign the house, continue posting and say the Zoom meeting up from real estate. See a movie. Ooh, I want to hear about the movie you're gonna watch first, Christine.
Okay, thank you.
Or about what?
The movie you're going to watch. I don't care
Oh.
about work.
I don't know. I'll have to see what's playing.
I
I saw Little Mermaid last time.
heard the movie.
Okay.
But I finally got a house under contract, so I'm super excited about that.
Oh, that's fantastic,
Oh.
honey.
I'm more excited to see the design that you're going to come with.
Yeah, I'm gonna start working on that tonight. I was looking at other houses in the neighborhood that had sold and are currently for sale that have those higher price ranges to see, okay, what do your kitchens look like?
So what kind of design, like, what is it? You're more excited about designing the house or you just seal the contract?
Well, I mean, I've done several designs previously on other places that I've looked at and have not been able to get them under contract. This time, I was just like, I'm not even gonna start the design unless I get it under contract.
Yes.
And I
that's-
put in the offer, yesterday and it got accepted last night. So it's like, yes, I get to start designing.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, how about here? I mean, we all know that you've been looking for houses, but which part of it that you're more passionate about? Purchasing the house, getting the offer, or designing the house that you truly love?
It's a game.
This again, but let her think.
Beautiful.
Well, I think this time it's all exciting because I've had a house under contract before, but it fell through.
Hmm.
So I have it under contract now. We're supposed to close in 3 weeks. So fingers crossed, everything goes well this time and we actually close. I am excited about the design. Because it's going to be the first time I get to see one of them, you know, like come to fruition all the way. And then selling it afterwards is going to be massively exciting because I'm thinking I'm going to be making at least 30, maybe closer to 40 or so $1,000 on the sale.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. So yeah, the whole thing is exciting.
The whole thing is exciting, but which part of it you love most throughout the process?
I don't know, there isn't anything that I really don't like about it so far. I mean, I've always loved the hunt for the property. Right, that whole thrill of the hunt thing, finding the bargain, that's always been exciting for me. Getting it under contract last night was amazing. And maybe this time around, it's going to be, the design is maybe the most exciting. And I'm saying that now until maybe I sell, and when I see that profit check, I might say that's the most exciting.
To sum up means you're most excited to see the money in your bank.
Ultimately, yes, because that will also validate the design that it was good. But yes, it means that the whole real estate thing is moving forward, and that's going to help me move on to the next one, and it's all finally moving forward.
Yeah, congratulations. You have done a lot of hard work.
Absolutely.
What I would like other ladies to learn from you is there's many things we do in our business. Not that we hate it, but they're part of it. We do get so excited. That's where we identify when our business in the place that we can outsource it, but still need to monitor and watch that part. But then you can focus more on the energy, on the part that you truly love, that will help you to have more creativities.
Mhm.
So the flow will be even more coming your way.
Yes, I told a friend of mine that I got it under contract, and he's like, wow, you're going to have a lot to do before school starts. And I'm like, I'm not doing this whole thing myself. I've got a contractor.
Yeah. So identify which part of it is not our strength, what we can learn and improve. Eventually, you might be able to do something that you haven't been doing. But then again, it's like focus on what we love, more energy to come our way. Anything else you
Yes.
want to see? So excited, like come a long way, been looking and looking.
Yeah, and it's in one of the most desirable areas of town. I cannot believe I got a house in Ardmore.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I got it, well, it was listed at 225, and it was like back-to-back showings. I saw it the second day it was on the market at 11 a.m. and I had my offer in by 4 p.m. And my realtor put in there, we have to know by midnight tonight if you're going to accept this offer. And now I offered 240. So I was 15,000 over asking, but I had already run all my comps. The comps are saying 425. And I'm thinking I'm going to put maybe 60-ish in it. I've really budgeted, like I can go up to 80 if necessary. Because I am buying it as is. I had a few reservations as I walked through because I saw some cracks in the wall and in the ceiling, thinking, okay, is this settling? Is there something wrong with the foundation? And then we went down into the basement and we're like, it looks like a completely new foundation in there. It looks like all relatively new cinder block everywhere. So we're like, okay, so whatever the issue was, it looks like they've already fixed it.
Yeah, it's important with the foundation, but then it means the old house, the more house is when the foundation been redone. So it's just cosmetic wise, sounds like.
Right. Mm-hmm. Now there are some system updates. I'm sure they still have like the old oil tank heat. So I'm just going to have that either removed or capped off or whatever I need to do to safely not have that anymore and put in a new system, because their air conditioning and everything is very much on the older side. I'm going to upgrade the electrical. I know I need to fix the flashing around the chimney, and the roof is definitely not new. So if I need a new roof, that's okay too. I've got it all in there.
Would you mind to share how many houses you have to put in offer before, or how many houses you have to look into before you actually get this first one?
Oh my God, countless. I have run the comps on so many houses. I don't even know. Most of the time the numbers just don't work. And the few times that the numbers worked, and I put in a few offers over the past year, and I didn't get any of them because people outbid me. And I'm like, I'm not, because previously it was just like people were just bidding up properties, like it was just crazy. I'm like, no, the numbers don't work for this. I am not going to pay more than X amount of dollars. And I lost several properties because of that. I did get the one under contract and the seller backed out.
Yeah.
So, but I know now sellers aren't allowed to back out. So
Thank you. Now, thank you, Christine. This is so exciting. But anyone who have learned from Christine's journey here, anyone resonated with Christine, what she has gone through in order to pursue her dream?
Well, she knew really, really clearly what she was looking for. So that gave her the endurance to keep going and find the right thing.
Spot
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
The endurance.
Assistance.
The question is, are you interested in your dreams, or are you committed to your dreams?
Yeah. Well, I can relate to that because it took me a long time to get where I was. You know, it took me a while to.
I like committed. I've often been called addicted to it. Committed sounds nicer.
Committed's good.
Committed, addicted, even addicted is you're passionate about it, but you even when you haven't seen the result, you don't give up for the first instant.
But I just want to remind everybody that if there is no commitment with heart, there's no endurance, no persistence, there's no moving forward.
Yeah.
So you have to commit to yourself. When you make that commitment and you hit the road, you'll hear it, you'll feel it, it's like done. And you just start moving. Because I remember Christine last year, when she was still a teacher, she was still a lecturer, a financial planner and everything, until suddenly she said, what did she say? I'm a realtor investor. And you finally said those words.
Yeah.
That's right. Everything started happening.
Yeah.
The universe has to hear you. The mother has to hear you. God has to hear you. And then they'll let everything come forward.
And that's, that's similar to my journey. I've always known I've wanted to help people, always known I've wanted to work with people to help them. And I've done all sorts of things over the years. I've done personal training, I've done all sorts of different things to try and, fulfill my goal of working with people and helping people. But it wasn't until I went down the counselling path and I went, okay, that's where I'm meant to be. But I tried all these different ways of helping people and they just didn't quite fit. They didn't quite work. Once I found my passion, it's just gone boom. So yeah.
Beautiful. Christine, thanks for sharing your story with us. That is beautifully, and we need to pop a champagne with you when you sell your house.
Yes.
Okay, Linda, what have you got? Would you like to share with us your intention for this week?
I've got connecting more spiritually with my inner child and self. Connecting more spiritually, connect more with my child, inner child and self. Continue journaling. Start really getting in and exercising 3 times this week. And connecting with more people and encouraging, inspiring others. And about what Christine said, it's also if you make that decision, you'll start moving forward. And if things, muck up, never give up, just keep going. And you'll reach your dreams.
Beautiful, Linda. Sending love to you.
Thank you.
Where is our darling Hannah O'Brien?
Oh God, I'm now a darling. Yeah, I get called a darling. Should have heard what I called me last night. Yeah. Well, we all know that we've been on this journey here at Bali, which wasn't all let's go and have holidays. It was about spiritual development. It was about personal development and personal growth. It was an adventure with these beautiful women. And part of that adventure, the trip is to create what you want to do in your life for the rest of your life. So we've now got blueprints that we all have to sit down to write, and time to write.
Too many massages, these people.
Please talk, yeah. Anyway, let's go. So when I get back this week, I've got clientele to start working on taxes. I've got an interested person in the apartment listings that I took about a month ago. And Tamara's teaching sections in the spiritual realm. When you start delving deeper, you are opening yourself up to it. So it's about learning how to protect yourself against that, because your negative want to start coming up at you, because you're becoming the positive light, because you're becoming more energized.
And they feed off that. They
Yes,
feed off
absolutely. So we would have enjoyed our beautiful private pool. It was absolutely an amazing experience. So I think that's where I'm going to pass it on.
Next one,
Sally.
beautiful Sally. There's a lot that you would like to achieve this week. Share with us.
Okay, I've got to find the button on my phone. So I just consciously pausing, I think, is going to be really important. And practicing that, really pausing and staying grounded and, consciously clearing myself and staying connected, to the divine, not just all the shit that's going on around us. And so that was it's been really clear how, for me, noticing how much I just get swept off into, whatever's going on. So I'm like, okay, that's time for me to take back that little bit of, energetic control, I guess, is what I'm looking for. And then I'm working on outlining my parent masterclass this week. I need to finish off the free intro session outline and then the series. And I've got parents interested, so that's exciting. They haven't signed up yet because I haven't got a reg link yet set up. So I'm cleaning and clearing more areas, getting ready for a garage sale, and also looking to just level up my coaching. I did teens training last week, so I'll be applying what I learned and bringing that in for my kiddos. Yay!
I know. How do you feel? Like, true, we're at this moment, what are you feeling?
I'm exhausted.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. Yeah. I'm a bit stiff because yesterday I was up ladders pruning a tree.
Wow, Sally putting a tree. That's fantastic. Okay. We can.
It was a beautiful sunny day, and it was just so nice to be, and I spent the whole time just thanking the tree for the shade, thanking the tree for the reminder of the seasons that comes and goes as I was pruning away. And there was a magpie that was singing a lot yesterday. All the birds were very happy. It's really nice.
Well, I mean, out of the containers out there, I know you the longest. What I can hear you like spiritually, you could tap into it is to take breathing, to take notice of our emotional being. But what I would hear from you is I feel before we could run, we need to slow down and pace ourselves for what is coming to us.
Yes, so true.
Because lots of things that are happening. You have a list. You have a huge list of tasks that you haven't even written. Like you've written what you feel has to be on here, but there is a list that you have. Am I wrong?
There's always, but it's about like prioritizing.
Yeah, yeah. So it's I've always said to the girls to slow down the pace. Pick 3 as a priority. right? Take that first one, complete that first one, then go to the next one. And it doesn't matter if you have more in one day, but have that plan, right? Because the only person that it matters to is you. And if you don't get your program right, if you don't get your breathing right, if you don't get yourself right, what you're planning to do in life will be chaotic.
Mm.
Okay. So I speak from experience. I slowed down. Now I've run national companies for a very long time. And I had all of that in my head. I could tell what you were doing, I could tell what all the girls here would be doing, and I'd be telling you what you'll be doing next week. Right? But I always gave them time to do the task. I never gave myself time to do the task. Right? The best version of yourself, honey, is a healthy and loving version. Right? Because if you don't take the time to breathe,
Yes.
you really do sound exhausted. I feel your exhaustion.
Mhm.
And I'm supposed to be on holiday. Yeah.
Someone had 4 hours massage yesterday, so.
Yes, I'm still recovering from that too.
This is, I'm so tired by listening to this massage. All right, well done. Who have we got? Oh, we'll have Katrina to share that.
Hi,
Oh.
everyone. Yes, and yesterday was beautiful. It was all about self-care and nourishment and nurturing. And even the lovely lady who was giving the treatment said, this was what she said to me. This was my message that I'm going to carry forward. She said, as women, don't nurture and nourish and give back to ourselves. And that's where she comes from, a place of love in giving the treatments, because she's giving back and allowing us to nurture and nourish ourselves. And she literally said it's self-love. And I went, there, boom, is my message. And that's very much what I'll be moving forward, ensuring every week, at the end of the week from here on in, I'm going to be able to say, I've done something for myself to nurture and nourish me. And that's my goal moving forward. That was one of my big lessons from this trip, amongst the spiritual awakening that's happened, the connections. It's just been a magical, amazing trip.
You hear the sound of your voice, Katrina? It's so serene.
Mm.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Thanks, Katrina.
Yeah.
That's very much the teaching today as well. So I would just like pass it to you to do the teaching this morning again.
She's talking to Tamara.
Me?
No, Katrina got the message, this
Ah.
week, isn't it?
Yes,
Oh.
good.
Okay. Since you got Alicia,
The lovely Lisa.
who's it?
My turn.
Turn off.
So my intentions are, what are my intentions? Oh, check in with my clients when I get home, just to make a phone call, because even though I paid for the international package, I haven't been able to make phone calls. And then I know, that the house is going to be used when I get home, so I'll have to do a little bit of tidying and just landing, and I've organized the cleaner to come. So that's my self-love, is having a cleaner come. And number 3 is just continuing to work on my blueprint Even though I'm saying I started it last night, I've really been writing it in my head for the last couple days, and I feel really excited because I got some clarity on what I wanted, where I want to go. And I think I just wasn't giving myself permission before to dream that big. Because I kept thinking, trying to put a number to my dream, but it's not really about the number. It's about what I want to do at the end. And then on the way there, I realized that I really want to focus on what the brokerage calls agent attraction. So building a team through EXP and building residual income through that to help get me closer to my ultimate goal, which I would love to be able to have bed and breakfast on a beautiful property. For some reason I'm seeing Utah. I don't know how that'll work yet, but that's okay. Know how you do get that vision. For me, it's the hardest part. Like with Christine, knows what she wants, and
Yeah, your internet.
to keep bills of getting there. I think we're frozen. That's because you're sucking up all the internet.
Good girl. Go for it.
She's learning fast. All right.
Do I need to say all of that again?
Okay. We hear you, Alicia. It's interesting how all of us have this mental list. And then the next thing is, how are we going to do all this? Okay, it's very common. But right now is, as well on this trip, you can see that the dreams, when you can see your dreams, you manifest that. It's not like how, it's what could I expect? And always my statement. How can this turn out to be far greater than I expected? You want to have this breakfast, right? Looking out to the ranges. Continue to see that, to call that in. And it will come your way far greater than you expected. One thing is be precise, but from A to B, there are different things. Look at Christine's lesson. I think there's a lot of lesson for us. From I want to be an investor to I am an investor. I'm an investor. And actually getting that first house. That's a journey. What is the lesson we could learn in between from A to B? B is her horizon is far more than just this house. Dream it.
One step at a time.
Dream it, leave it, and see it that you are there already. So be precise is what is that house look like? Be precise to see that and continue. You'll be surprised. It might just drop in front of you when you get home, but like not the time I'm just teasing you, but like have that dream, continue to dream it and write the blueprint and consolidate that, in your mind, your body and your spirit. Anyone want to add something for Alicia?
I think she's got the spirit. She's got the will.
Yeah.
She's proven it to herself time and time again that whatever she undertakes, she'll get done.
Yes.
If her heart's in it, she wins it.
Yeah.
If her heart's not in it, heaven help the person that gets in the way.
Beautiful. Yeah.
my intentions this week. Or get home safe and see my puppies.
Mummy,
Go
they've
see
been
my
missing you.
puppies. Puppies have been missing me. What else? Work on my blueprint, which I
It's
think,
in your head.
which is in my head.
It's in my head. It's all in our heads.
We've been working on it in our heads. We've just been like busy. But my biggest intention is to work on teaching these ladies the protections that they need to do before I leave Bali, tomorrow. But work with them and teach them about understanding that when we do release stuff, when we do move forward, as I said, we attract that negative energy because negative energy feeds off the light, feeds off the positive, feeds off, the good intentions of the rest of us. So it likes the light, it likes the positive energy. So we've got to make sure that if we have any spaces that we removed, that we need to fill that with more positive love, with more light, with more unconditional love for ourselves. The more we move forward, the more we need to work on our unconditional love for ourselves. And that's where the power comes in. That's where raising the vibrations need to happen. And we protect ourselves then from that negative being attracted to us. But we can also, ask the divine for protection and, put those protections around us as well, because the divine will protect us. So work with the girls and teach them how to bring down that protection, that love, that light, and that energy. Because I've been working with them while we've been here on doing that. And we did a beautiful ritual last night with Sacred Mother. On the beach.
Alignment.
Alignment.
With the stars.
Yep. And it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And Katrina and Anna and I did that. 3 of us with the ocean. Beautiful. And the sunset was beautiful. Alyssa's got the most gorgeous photos of it.
Yeah.
Which she'll post.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful. So I continue working with my sisters and empowering them and protecting them and helping them all raise their, helping you all raise your energy vibration and energetically move forward. My intentions.
Beautiful.
Sorry.
Beautiful. So proud of you guys. All right. So the homework assignment is due on Thursday.
Okay, like that one.
So for those who don't know what blueprints is about truly from our head to toe. It's not just what we want to achieve. It's more about what is our calling and mission in life. That to help you to create these blueprints is that you can dream it, live it, and see it. Because when we're writing these blueprints, we'll have the foundation of what we are. And as we move forward, this blueprint will shift as well. Okay, it will become more clearer. When we don't put it down on paper and keep letting it in our head, I mean, people have shared already. It has been in my head, but have never put it down. Okay, so keep in mind, I think it's the last weekend of August. We're going to go again to do the quantum leap. I think that intensive is very important for us. So keep the last weekend for the Australian ladies. The American ladies will be your Friday afternoon and Saturday. I'll try to work. End of August will be your school time, and I'll try to work on that. Is your after your school time. So I'll check with you. Right, I think it's last time worked out for you well for the quantum leap, right? The weekend intensive. Yeah. Okay. So I think it's very clear because this month we are doing the second pillar. on rapport, that on a harmonious relationship. But first of all, it's the relationship with ourselves. And let's take a couple of minutes, go around the room. I mentioned relationship with ourselves. Just take 30 seconds to think about, close your eyes and feel it. How would you describe your relationship with yourself right now? And when those are ready, feel free to share. Come on,
I
Ali.
can I had a dream last night, and because I've been feeling really upset about my work situation, and in my dream I hugged my inner child. I hugged a little, the little girl version of me, and just said, you don't have to fix this. Like this, you've done your part. You don't have to do anymore. And so I feel like I know that was very compassionate, which I have a hard time with towards myself. So I feel, yeah, that was positive.
Beautiful, honey. Remember the fairy in you. Remember what you've learned for yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah. And you're strong. You don't need to be hard on yourself. You're strong and you're beautiful and you're loving. And you give the best hugs now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, you do.
But
No.
you give the best hugs because it's freely given. It's freely offered.
Mm.
Makes it the best.
Yeah.
Very next.
You okay?
Next, come on,
I'll go.
someday. Yeah.
So, actually, it's interesting. The more that I'm just, gathering and letting go of things in myself, it's not actually about me. I feel more connected. So, within myself and without. So yeah, it's interesting. Interesting place to be. It's also, this letting go and morphing is tiring, right? So I'm just conscious of that. So I will make sure I get to bed early this week and really, be gentle with myself in that way.
Oh, beautiful, Sally. Just love your openness, being vulnerable to share with us.
Thank you.
Who's here found it letting go is so easy to do so? It's not easy, right? Letting go is,
Because I've been doing the same thing for a really long time.
Yeah.
The behavior has been ingrained and letting go of something that, and sometimes you're not aware that you're holding into.
Yeah.
Is magnanimous, because you'll end up, you finally realize what you're holding on to and you let go of it. It's euphoric. It's such a release that, sorry guys, but it's like you've had this orgasm in your brain. It comes to the realization of what the heck, and it's amazing. You feel lighter, you feel like you're flying, you feel like, for me, I'm harmony. I'm starting to flow. Inside, I'm starting to flow. I've got a few more things that I must do, and it's going to take a few years, but yeah, that changes. The more I commit to myself, the more I want. The stuff around starting to flow. So I'm feeling harmony.
all right. Linda, your turn.
I think, like Sally said, letting go and creating that unconditional love and become closer more spiritually and work towards, as Anna says, make sure you complete one task and then, just keep growing and evolving.
I'm going to ask Linda, how do you feel about your connection to yourself? How do you feel about yourself?
Getting there slowly.
And how do you feel towards yourself?
Need to continue to feel and accept myself. Because I'm feeling much better than I did. So working towards that more.
You feel happy about who you are? Do you feel sad towards yourself? How do you feel?
I feel as though I'm starting to accept and love myself more, and enjoying times take time out to rest. So yeah, just got to keep working towards that and open up to my feelings more.
No, that's beautiful, Linda. We haven't spoken. It's been a few weeks. I really have a message, which is saying no is okay.
Yes.
No is better for your flow. Your flow. Okay.
Saying
I've
no
said,
is about self-love.
Yeah, honey. How much I love my child. But these ladies have witnessed me turn around and say something, and they turn the phone off. Because I can't do everything. And I can't be everything. Because that energy, it's like every time someone plugs into me, they're not draining me necessarily, but they are taking away my positive energy, my stuff that I do for me and for others and for my kid. You can't just plug in. You can't keep plugging in, because it really does destroy. It depletes the energy, and they're on a lower vibration. They're on a higher vibration, so there's bound to be some really major discharge there. So, yeah,
that did happen, but I'm feeling much better.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Christine?
I'm feeling more like this is the real me, the me I should have been the whole time. I'm really coming into who I'm supposed to be. At the same time, I'm feeling a little disgusted with myself with the amount of weight I put on. So I need to work on that too. And it's just, I was walking a while back, I had this thing, I had lost a bunch of weight, and then the pandemic and taking care of mom, and I tried to start walking again until she came out of the house one time. I was walking back and she was kind of frantic, and she's like, I didn't know where you were. And I'm like, okay, great. I can't even go for a half-hour walk anymore.
But you can put her in a wheelchair like I did with my mum, so I could walk.
Well, the whole point of taking the walk was to have those few minutes to myself.
No, I understand, but you may not be able to get those few minutes to yourself, but you can keep fit. Because I understand where you're at, honey. 2 of them, I didn't have 1 of them. I understand.
Yeah.
I had to find ways.
Creative.
Yeah, well, I got myself a little stationary bike that's down in the basement now, so I'm trying to go down there early in the morning, because in the summertime it's also the heat, humidity, and the mosquitoes. It's horrible to try to walk outside right now anyway, so I got the stationary bike for downstairs.
Good job. You mean they haven't come and taken you away? The Matthews?
Yeah, I try not to go outside too often, at least not in the grass. And it's so weird. It's like I've got a little under an acre of property, and I never thought I'd have that much when I went to buy this for myself and for mom, because I was looking at like townhouses that had, you know, just like the little back patio, and that was about it. I'm like, I'm not going to take care of a yard. My 81-year-old neighbor comes over and mows my yard. She comes to riding up on her riding lawnmower, and she does my yard.
I'm so jealous. I want one of those.
But yeah, so so there's a lot of good connection going on with you know, the personal professional level, and then there's a little bit of the, oh, I have let this go too far with this, just sitting here with mom and staying with her and all this. I've got to stop. I've got to reverse that, because I don't feel good about it. I feel like I'm wrapped up in all these extra layers that don't need to be there.
You're gonna shed your old self spiritually. and
There you
physically.
go.
Beautiful share. Beautiful share. Yeah. And have you shared it?
Sorry,
Have you shared it?
I thought I did.
Your connection with yourself.
I just did. I spoke about my flow, about what I'm finding.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I thought I'd had my shot, guys, where I was talking about the flow. You find yourself in flow. Everything around you just flows. Your air.
How do you feel about yourself?
Me?
Yourself.
Oh my
Yes.
God, I love myself more. I love myself more. I'm taking care of me. I'm putting me first. Right? Because I put everyone else before me, and now I'm putting me. I'm buying what I want to buy. I'm doing stuff that I haven't done for myself for a really long fucking time. So when I find you know, you were talking about not having that time to yourself, Christine. I used my veranda, my toilet. I had grandkids I locked out. Right? I found ways to get some time. I spent time with you on the phone. I spent time, you know, Linda. I always found time, and my kids would be running around at 9:30 at night. I speak to Linda, and it's great because I can talk to her then. I spoke to you on a Sunday morning because my grandkids. I found ways, right? I had to find a way. When I was living with my parents and my grandkids and my daughter, it was called the toilet bin. Okay, I had a little toilet on the side of an ensuite, had the window open, do whatever I wanted. But that door was locked, nobody entered. Right? But I had my space. I had to find that space. I got in the car and drove, and that was my space. It's ridiculous. Because if I go for a walk, I've got neighbors that want to join me. Right? So it's like, no, it's cool. I don't, and during the day, I do my 380 steps, you know, walk around the estate because no one's there and it's my time. My grandkids are at school and my daughter's asleep. But the connection to me, like my skin's glowing, I'm glowing because I'm taking care of me and I'm eating properly now. I'm not grabbing something here and grabbing something there, and you know, eventually I'll eat dinner. I'm actually sitting down and having something to eat, which is the fruit, you know, in one plate, rather than grabbing an apple and remembering to take the apple and then not eating the apple and leaving it in the car seat, or having half an apple in a t-shirt. But I'm actually sitting down consciously and making myself breakfast. Right? Just like you would have done with mom and your daughter and everyone else, you would make sure that they were nourished and they were eating. I'm doing that for me. My son is so ecstatic that I've come here for myself, because I've done nothing for myself. And my ex-partner sends a message from a strange phone and says, I wish you the very best. I'm so glad you're doing something for you. Because that was one of his bugbears, that I never did anything for myself. How's that? And I knew it was him because of the way he worded it. But he knew I was going. So placing myself first is not a selfish act. It's an act of love. Because when you love yourself, everything flows.
Beautiful. So rapport means having this harmonious relationship with self or others. All right. I think this week I'll give you guys a challenge is the being. The being instead of doing. Being me. What does that mean? So, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. Just being by yourself, what does that mean to you? So we'll come back on Thursday to share. I hope that will be one of your wins, that you discover that being me is is not, oh, I'm taking my grandson to school, I'm looking after my dog. That's a doing. Yes, that's a must, because we cannot just live in the la la land. But what does that mean the being? As Christine said, I want that 15 minutes to me, the being. It's not that we get on the bike, but just like Sally, slow down, take a deep breath of the being.
When you've got a grandchild that brings you a glass, says, Grandma, you need one of these, you've got a problem. My 6-year-old grandson, I was horrified. He'd found the wine glass on the bench. He brought it upstairs. Grandma, you need this. And I said, why do I need this? He goes, because Mummy upset you and you were shouting.
Oh my God.
So he knows that when I have a glass, it's just to stop and it's for me. And he also knows that I might have it when I'm cooking, but I've actually cut down, guys. I've cut down.
Yeah.
I'm not, when you go on your spiritual journey, when you're starting on that spiritual journey, the stronger you get, it's like all of a sudden, you're not reaching for that glass of wine. You're not. You're finding that moment in the shower where you're just focused and thanking, you're being grateful for what you had and dreaming, or going into that water, or going for that 5-minute walk you wanted on your own, and you're changing it on your bike. But you're taking that moment for you. When your 6-year-old grandchild says you need that moment, that says a lot, because he's recognized that I do take the time and that I need time. Yeah, that's very key.
And it's teaching them.
That's right.
And if we can teach them, we teach them by being in that moment. We're giving them a better life.
So now I put sparkling water in my glass. Yeah.
Good. All right. Katrina hasn't shared yet, but as she shares, I would like her to also share more about this self-love and self-nurturing and self-nourishing with us. Is that okay?
Can you hear me? I've been here the whole time, ladies. It's just the camera can only fit one of us in properly. See, because we vanished like that.
Your background.
Just take the background off. She can't.
We've tried it.
I've tried.
Oh, fix up her thing.
You can have a look at it later today. So for me, this whole trip to Bali was one big gift back in self-care and nourishing and connecting with these most beautiful women and finding my spark again, that inner trust within myself and trust within others, and to feel safe in being vulnerable because when you have people around you that you trust, it's much easier to be vulnerable. The other thing is as I was sharing previously about that self-care and nourishment and self-love and giving back to self. It's not being selfish, it's being essential. If you don't give back to yourself, you don't have enough to give to others, and then we burn out and are running on empty, and we're not operating at our best in life. So for me, apart from all the spiritual aspects, which have not able to actually put into words the growth and the development I've had throughout these last almost 10 days, it's the take home that I am able to put into action is the nurturing and the self-care. And from here on in, at the end of every week, I will be saying, what is it I have done? One thing at least, purely for myself. And that may be a facial. It doesn't have to be going out doing anything too elaborate. It can be just giving yourself a facial at home, a manicure, a pedicure, just taking 10 to 15 minutes to sit and be with my thoughts, with my dreams, having a quiet cup of tea with mindfulness. So that's my biggest takeaway from everything, is that it's good to give back to yourself, and it's okay to give back to yourself and give yourself permission for that.
Beautiful.
And I just
So
want to one thing.
I want to throw down a little challenge and say on Thursday's call, if we all can say one thing that we've done this week to nurture ourselves. Doesn't have to be elaborate, just one thing.
Well, I was going to suggest you put a mask on your next meeting.
Oh, what a wonderful thing. We all turn up at the meeting with a face mask on. There we go.
Put a mask on at the meeting. You've taken the time for this meeting. Just put a mask on.
That's a wonderful idea.
And Christine's looking at me going, what? Not at 4 a.m, not at 3 a.m.
It's 4 in the morning for her. It's school holiday, Christine.
Yeah, but put a mask on. Put a mask on. Do something for you, you know? Get a body scrub happening. Sit in the bathtub. You're laughing.
Anything.
I've done it.
No,
Yeah.
But I've got to have that time, guys. I just turn around and say, Grandma's going to have some time now, and they just all disappear. So, yeah.
As simple as like marking out the call is not like, oh, I'm going to go for a coaching call, but sitting among the sisters, the tribe, listen to one another, loving one another, and when we see, be still. Mark that hour out for yourself. It's an act of self-nurturing.
You were saying? You were going to say something?
we've got to remember, we're human beings. We're being. We're not human doing. We're human beings. So be a person. Be with yourself. Love yourself. Be. Be in the moment. Enjoy the moment. Yeah. Don't have 15 things going on all at the same time. Sometimes take that moment to just be.
Absolutely.
We've stopped being.
Yeah.
Our society has forced us and wants us to just continually be doing something. If you're not doing this, you're lazy. If you're not doing that, you haven't achieved. If you're not doing that, you haven't, gotten anywhere. If you're not doing this, if you're not doing that. They keep us busy, so we stop being, so we stop accepting ourselves.
Bye, Sally.
Bye, Sally.
So, anyway, that was my last message.
Good. So be confident, be you,